There we go, recording. So this is still importing, but look at this, like there's so much stuff.
You can see it over there in the distance.
Yeah, this is like importing stuff over there. This is like... Bah.
Wow.
Oh jeez. The video, like, the recording is also like kinda choppy, but like... It's still importing and running over 100 FPS. Like on my screen this is like nice and smooth. And I'm streaming like both to Discord and OBS. Look at the size of this map. So I'm just checking if there are any other blocks still. The good thing is I'll be able like to make changes easier like once this goes live, because they won't be changing anything in the data model, so I can actually keep like iterating without making the building compatible. Wait,
Nice.
so is this the edge or is it just not? Is it still like importing? No, this is the actual edge, okay. Probably like set up the headless and just like import something giant that way.
Yeah.
Just a kelp. There's so much stuff underwater that's like... That's crazy. I need to actually play this version of Minecraft because... Oh, this is like cool.
Yeah, it is really neat. I do miss older Minecraft though. The there's just something about the new one that doesn't feel like it has the same amount of wonder. I don't know if that's just from me playing the game though.
It feels... Well, I think like there might be just like being like used to like playing it so long, but I don't know. There's some... Oh, this is also like at edge.
Yeah, because I think a lot of it has to do with like they tone down the sort of surrealist geometry that it generates, like the surrealist terrain generation, where it generates these crazy jagged like overhangs and like kind of lumpy looking hills and stuff like that. They really tone down the generation and they tone down the color palette a lot. I think
probably needed like for like the stuff like they added, so it's like not too too much. There's one thing I do like about like new versions, like there are like biomes and stuff, and like this always gives you like a little bit more like to explore.
Oh yeah, no, biomes and stuff are like a boon to it, no doubt. I just miss the I guess I just miss the vibrancy that it used to have.
I also wish like the old like generators were like an option, so you could actually select like what kind of world you want to make, because like they were like unique in their own right. But yeah. I do remember like I was like going into like when I started Minecraft, like it was like so like wondrous, like especially the first map, because I had like absolutely no idea what was coming, but and I was like always wanted to explore like what's over there, what's over there, what's over there. But then I played a bunch and I came to the old map and I went to areas I haven't explored like before, but like it kind of lost the magic like since like there was old map for some reason. But I definitely had like the older maps had like a different feel to them, like the ones would do as well, so it's kinda... What are even the older ones, they're like more like the height map based ones, they're like they were kind of flat. Because like, it's almost like you wouldn't even get like overhangs and stuff like that. Oh, where are these? Oh, these are the sunflowers. I need to set up a thing for them.
Yeah. There's actually a continuation of like the older sort of classic Minecraft. I think it's called like Classic Cube or something, where they took the old like classic Minecraft client, you know, like the old one where it was just like only creative mode,
Oh, yeah.
you know, finite world size. They took that and they rewrote it entirely in, I think it's C sharp.
Oh, C#.
Um, yeah, they rewrote the entire client in C sharp, and they kept it compatible with the old protocol, but they expanded upon it.
Huh.
So you can have plugins that add new blocks without having to download anything on your client.
Interesting. With
Yeah,
compatible,
it's
like
really,
in which way? Like, so you can actually like load old maps, or?
yeah, you can load old maps, I believe, and if you have an old like classic Minecraft client, like the WOM client, World of Minecraft client that a lot of people used to use, or you even just have like an old regular Java version of the Minecraft Classic client, you can still connect to Classic Cube servers because
Interesting.
the protocol is compatible.
What if you like use like the plugins though? Like,
You just won't get any of the custom blocks. They'll just be like placeholders.
how weird.
Yeah, those look like dirt or something.
Well, it's become dirt. Is it still importing?
Really? Whoa.
Yep, it's still importing.
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool that it runs so well even while it's importing.
Yep.
All right, now we need Terraria maps next. No, I'm just
Ah, what?
now we need Terraria maps next.
Terraria?
Yeah. You ever play Terraria?
No, but I know about it. How did it like work? Because it's 2D.
Yeah, I know. It's mostly just a meme.
I mean,
It's alright.
there's actually a silly thing I want to do at some in an indefinite point in the future. 2D Neos.
2D. Oh,
Sort of like make worlds that are just 2D, and like because like all of the like architecture is gonna be same. It's gonna be like mainly how it's like rendered and like how it controls. And then like you could have like worlds where like you can still like import pictures. You can import technical models. Have like avatars that are like 2D. It could be like either sideways or top down, and pretty much like make like a world that's 2D, and then you get like worlds that are 3D, and oop,
that's cool.
that's
How would that work for like VR though?
either like you would like see like a screen. Well,
Okay.
actually, you would pretty much see a screen. So
So in reality, could you technically put like those 2D worlds on like a screen in a 3D world then?
probably, yes. Yeah, I mean, like technically you could, because yes, you can actually run multiple worlds at the same time. So that would be
Yeah,
like
that would be
non-issue.
cool.
But this is like very long term. Maybe sometime in the future, there's like a lot of like more intermediate things. But I think
Of
like it might be
course.
like interesting like way to play. Like you could build like 2D games, and you could still like use things like inspectors and a lot of other stuff, because you just like render them like flat. So you could actually build sort of like 2D game from the inside, and like you could like interact that way with people, and it would also make it very friendly to like mobile devices. So like you could like have big worlds.
Yeah.
You could like easily play it like on your phone and things like that. It's
Yeah.
very long term if we like do that one, but I would definitely like to. And then you can make like Terraria import.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a kind of interesting formation that you're on.
Oh, Huh. Oh, what? What? What?
Yeah, there's abandoned ships now.
What? I really need to actually play this. So we're like, I'm discovering the new stuff and the new version like through this. Because I haven't actually played this version of Minecraft yet, I'm just testing the import, making sure it works. Look at that stuff, there's so much stuff underwater. The old version's like, it's all like empty. Oh, there's a ship now, what?
You're gonna get spoilers.
We're getting spoilers through Neos. That's still importing, is it still importing? Hold on. Too close. I don't know the cooling. Let's see. Materials. Yeah, it's still importing.
Hmm. Interesting. Super duper hype.
For what?
Super duper hype.
Oh wait, what? What happened for what?
For this.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah. It's working really well, like I wanted... I'll throw some of my big maps at it and just see what it does. I think it's like in a good enough state.
I'll see if I can find some truly huge maps to import.
Yes.
Because there's a map I used to play. You know what DayZ is, right?
What did
Kind of like a post-apocalyptic zombie survival game.
Oh no, I don't know about that.
So there used to be. So basically, what it was this zombie survival game, and the map was gigantic, and people liked it so much that there was a Minecraft version made of it called MineZ. And that map that they made is over 8,000 blocks wide and tall.
8,000
It's
blocks
crazy.
wide and tall. Yeah, that's pretty big. How many chunks is that? So that's 8,000 by 16,
Yes.
500 chunks. 4. Yeah, that's really big.
Yeah, it took you like an hour or two to walk across the entire map.
Where's the structure? Look at that. I'm just like this. Oh, there's also another thing. I'm gonna publish the source of this importer so people can kind of look at how it's made and use it like for educational purposes.
Nice.
Because one thing I do want to see people is like, I need to like kind of build better like tooling about it as well, but in general just like having people build importers for all kinds of stuff, because that can be useful for like both like bringing stuff from like other games like this, but also like for building like tooling for like lots of different things. Let's say you have like some, I don't know, like medical or engineering data and you want to like exchange it between different programs, and building it around like Neos will make it pretty easy to do. There's actually another like one thing that I want to do at some point. I'm using like this tool for doing like photogrammetry, and like it's sometimes it's a little bit painful like editing the point clouds, because like I cannot see how it's actually spatially arranged, or if I want to like if I want to just like select a few points to kind of clean them up, I can't do that like easily like on screen, because I have to find like angle where I can select the points but not select anything else. But in VR you could actually see where the points are, put your control near them and just erase them, like with an eraser or something. And I was like thinking like if there was like a way to actually use Neos to make 2D, well, not 2D, VR interface for a tool that would actually improve the workflow without having to like re-implement like the entire like photogrammetry, so like software. And I think that'd be like a really interesting concept, is just like having Neos, because like when you use Neos, you already have like stuff for like representing the data model. You have everything's automatically collaborative, so like you don't need to handle networking, you don't need to handle like cloud persistence. All of that is like solved for you already. You don't need to handle like interaction mechanisms, tool systems, scripting. You have all of that, and you get to like use it to like just build stuff that's like very specific for your application. Like for example, like
Yeah.
even like this Minecraft importer, like what it does, it pretty much like just like glues a few of the tools, like the library for reading the data, and the tool to like export it as a model, and then like it just loops over it, it imports it. You just like Neos's like built-in importer for, just look at those mountains over there. It uses like Neos's like built-in like importer. But then also like it like scans the hierarchy, and it also uses the same like baking method that's like used by the glue tape and other stuff to actually like bake the blocks together. And you get all of the like functionality, like all of this like rich like KPIs and things that like they are used to make Neos, and you can just build on top of them. And like I think that can like accelerate like development of a lot of like applications, because you just focus on what makes your application unique, and you get cloud like persistence, you get like real-time collaboration, you get like tooling, lots of existing tools, interactions with everything. You kind of get it for free.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about like the nitty-gritty details.
Yes.
You can just like focus
Like,
on like the higher level stuff.
well, if you focus on whatever is like unique to your actual application, like which in this case is, for example, reading interpreting Minecraft data. I don't need to handle networking. I don't need to handle like the asset system. Like I don't need to like handle like, let's say I save this into the cloud. Like I don't need to handle that persistence at all. That's just like that's automatic. It also like works automatically over network. Like if other people like join me in this world, like they'll be able to see whatever I'm seeing as well, and we'll be able to interact and collaborate. And it doesn't, I don't need to even like worry about like interactions with different devices, like because if Neo supports something, let's say Neo supports like Neo supports, oh look at the water's flowing. If Neo supports like new VR headsets, that's another thing you don't have to worry about. If Neo supports, let's say, interaction with Leap Motion, you get it for free as well for your applications. If Neo supports like whatever like other device, it just works now with your application. Like you don't need to implement support for everything.
Yeah, all of like the really hard stuff is handled for you.
Yep. And same like with interaction systems, like because that's actually what like led me to like make Neos in the first place. Is I was making all these like different like VR applications, and I had to like pretty much re-implement the same functionality like over and over. Even though like there are some like libraries that kind of help you, you still have to kind of like integrate them with your project, glue it all together, and like you're just kind of doing the same things over and over for every project. So I was like, let's just do them. Let's just implement them like in a lot more like general way, which is a lot more difficult, a lot more time consuming, but it's like worth it in the end, because then you can just build stuff on top of that like much quicker. So like it's pretty much like what Neos became, is like so you can do even stuff like this Minecraft importer. You can do it. Like this took me just like, I don't know, like 3 days, and most of it I spent actually just like fixing the substrate library, which is like completely unrelated to Neos.
Yeah.
Updating it. So like if that library was already like functional, like fully functional, like this would probably just take like a day or two to do. And you get and just get like all the complex like functionality.
Yeah.
And the more systems like we add to Neos, like the more general like we make it, the more toolsets like you have. Like for example, like once you have the terrain system, which lets you like represent the data as actual like voxels, you'll be able to like actually just convert it like sort of like one-to-one, create like a Neos representation of like the structure, then just convert the data, all the voxel data, have the terrain system do the actual like generation of geometry and rendering. And then you could actually write another function that like if you modify the voxel data, it can convert it back into like whatever Minecraft's representation is. Look, it's still
Nice.
importing, it's still going, there's still stuff here. So look at this, this, what? That's crazy.
Still going.
It's still going, it's still importing. Yeah, like the big maps, they will take a while to import. But it's gonna expect it. I wonder if... do I have any vehicles that actually work?
Are you still recording the devlog?
Oh, what?
Are you still recording the devlog?
Oh yeah, I'm not recording that, I guess. Should probably... I don't know if this works, I think this might not work.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Well, never mind.
Nice stance.
No, this one's catching, okay. Oh boy.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Oh what?
That all sounds really cool.
Yes. I think I'm gonna finish the devlog. People will get a bunch of just random rambling as well, I guess.
Well, that's good.
What? Random rambling.
Nah, rambling's fine.
The takeaway is there's gonna be 2D news at some point in the future.
Yes. We're scrapping 3D. We're going back to our roots. 2D. That's
What?
where it's at.
No, it's gonna be in parallel. It's gonna be 3D and 2D. I was actually like using it to kind of like I don't want to say like, well, the funnily annoy, like, you know, like when you like jokingly annoy like a friend. I was like at the beginning like the feature 2D neos, and he was like, no Frux, no. No. It's all the stupid ideas.
Nah, listen. Only stupid ideas.
All stupid ideas.
We only want stupid ideas here.
Well, I can do
Because
that.
they're the best ideas.
I was definitely like a lot stuff like before. More stupid ideas. I thought I'm like kind of considering like doing sort of like a thing where because like I know like Unity they do this like where they have I don't know if it's really like Fridays. I think they have it set like so it's like a Friday, so every Friday like they just go to the like developers and they like work on whatever. It can be stupid like but they can work on whatever. And
nice.
Sometimes like some of like the best projects kind of come from that because like it like, kind of lets them like experiment around and just explore like different ideas and so on.
Yeah.
So like incorporating something like that like into the development process, so it gives it like more varied and also gives space to kind of just like stupid ideas, which might develop into something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And also with this, like because like with this I'm kind of like thinking like oh I could actually like optimize like this part and like I should do the asset cascading system that's gonna make it easier to handle this. So like there can be a bunch of things that kind of stem from every like they're done for like every like stupid idea like to kind of support, because right now like the calling for example, I just look at this like what, oh god, oh jeez, I lost my train of thought. Like you never know like what's gonna like stem from it, like there can be like there can be like oh gee, was I in this desert before? There can be like, is this still importing? That's the important question.
It definitely does. Like it can, like these things can also be like a.
I think it's done.
It's done.
It's done. Look, it's done. It's not doing anymore.
Nice.
Well, either that or it got stuck. No, I think it's
but
done.
As I was saying, the like having those ideas can also be like a great motivator to like for instance, if there's like one part of like the engine that like you haven't gotten to yet,
Yes.
But then like, you know, you think of like, oh wow, this idea would be cool, and then it like it can motivate you to like
Yes.
get to whatever you were meaning to get to, because now that there's something fun behind it. Now you can do something
Yes.
fun with it.
Yeah. That's kind of like what I'm like missing is like because like I wanted to like do the asset dependency cascading for a while, for example, and like and it's just like I didn't have like excuse to do it, but like it's one of those things that will like help optimization a lot. But with this, the way I'm actually doing calling is just like swapping the reference, so like it kind of because without the cascading, just disabling the chunk won't help to actually call the like assets to prevent them from being
Yeah.
loaded. So I kind of have to like manually like unreference them. So there's like a part of the system already like where it sees oh it's not being referenced, so it actually unloads it. But what? There's a like what? It's a village like
Spoilers.
this. Look at this. Spoilers. Oh go. Yeah, this is the thing that was grass. I almost want to save this, but like this has a bunch of like the import. Actually, I'm gonna save it with the import errors. Let me do that. Just gonna call it Janky. Save as. Where else? How long it will take to sync? Save to inventory. Oop. It doesn't even take that much to like to actually save. That's a pretty big map. It's like good indicator. It'll probably take a while to sync though because
it's mostly just like the geometry. All the assets are used.
a lot of it's like kind of pushed into geometry, and geometry is processing efficient. But there's actually another thing, like so like with things like this, it kind of like gives like a natural need to like implement certain things. Like the asset cascading system would actually simplify the calling, but there's also like another. What is this part? There's also like another part that's like. What? I have no idea what these blocks are. I need to play this version. But like another part is that I wanted to optimize for a while is actually the mesh upload into like GPU, because like right now the mesh uploads they're not as efficient and they cause like when stuff loads they cause a fair bit of like stutter. So like as it's actually loading the meshes, like you might get like a little bit of like stutter. If you have like a big like avatar loading, that can cause quite a stutter as well. And I wanted to like optimize that so it's like time sliced and actually like skips a lot of the overhead. Oh jeez. So that's kind of another thing, like it will actually help with stuff like this as well. Can I reduce some stutters as you move around? It's loading the meshes. Another one that I'm definitely doing. Oh boy. Another one that I'm like definitely doing is right now, like whenever you set up a mesh collider, it generates it on the fly. It generates it on the background threads. So like it's not like it will not like freeze everything, but it's still like taking your CPU resources because like it's doing all that work and using all that memory, and that still has like an impact. Once we upgrade to Beppo 2, I'm actually gonna like make it an ascent variant. So like the acceleration structure for like the mesh collider is gonna be like saved and cached. So it only gets generated once, and then it just gets loaded into memory, and it will also like especially when stuff is loading, that will kind of like just reduce the overall like CPU and memory load and make things like smoother and faster, and just like and it's also gonna like use like it's gonna use the system, like the asset variant system, which is gonna like simplify a lot of the things. So like pretty much it handles everything like with caching, generation, like intelligently choosing like where generation happens and such.
Yeah.
So that was a 3.
Sounds really neat. So like kind of like how images and stuff kind of get like they generate like the low res versions first. Are we going to have low res versions of the mesh collider?
Well, that's probably, but this is more about like when you want to do like mesh collision, you cannot just use the mesh itself. It needs to generate like an acceleration structure, sort of like generate like a representation of the mesh that's efficient to like query. So like if you
Yeah.
say like I want to like check this area, you need to find like you need to reduce the amount of like geometry, because like consider this, like this entire mesh is like this entire mesh is a mesh collider. But when I'm colliding,
Yeah.
I'm only colliding with like a handful of like triangles. But if it had to test every single triangle, it would be super slow. So it generates an acceleration structure that very, very quickly prunes the amount of geometry for the actual like collision test.
Mm-hmm.
And so the pretty much like that's like what makes it even like possible. Like, and probably that like you need to actually generate a structure, and it takes some time to do. But then it speeds up like all the queries, like for the used for the actual collisions. But like that acceleration structure, it doesn't really change, like especially when we don't change the internals of like the physics system. So if it's using the same version, we can just generate it once and then cache it.
Okay.
And then it only gets like loaded into memory and skips all of that like computational like overhead for making it on the fly every time.
Gotcha.
Even though like it's very efficient still, but it's gonna push it like even closer, because like when you come to like bigger mesh colliders and things like that. Same with convex hulls. If you want to generate like a convex hull mesh from something, it needs to process all of the geometry and adjust it on the fly right now. With this like we'll be able to cache it and save quite a bit of like CPU time. Plus, like you said, like we can do simplified geometry as well. So that pretty much like means like you can actually say like, oh, this doesn't need exact collisions, so like it's gonna find like, oh, there's like pretty dense geometry in this area, but like it's pretty planar, so I'm just gonna simplify that and like simplify the geometry part of generating it and just make it like less dense at the cost of making it like less accurate. And that can help like with things like if people like use very dense geometry and they set a mesh collider, it can be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna simplify the geometry first, so like it's not too much.
Okay.
It's gonna make it's pretty much gonna be like another variant of it.
Yeah.
Bees. There's no bees. Okay, so I think that's
I think that's good for a devlog video.
I think that's good for a vlog video. Okay, I'm gonna stop before I'm just like running around now. Wait, is it still saving? Oh, it's uploading already. Okay. Still got a bit to go, but that's kind of cool. Just like the scale of this.
It's just like endless almost.
Yes. Let me just do the thing first. I'm gonna try even bigger maps. It's really cool. Like this is still like kind of fast. And like I actually do have plans for like I do have plans for like our own like custom serialization format, which is gonna make it even more efficient and a bunch of things. So it's gonna push it even closer. So what did I want? I just wanted to change the fly for a bit so I can fly much faster. Commercial modules fly. Gonna decrease the damping. Increase the airspeed just to be really fast. Add more force. And I'll be zooming. Ooh.
Woo! Whoa! Look at that generation.
Look at this. I'm actually probably like, gonna make it use a lot more memory now, because like Neos, it has like a time interval. Like now those chunks, Neos is free to unload the mesh from the memory path.
Like, it takes a little bit.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. So like I'm just forcing it to load everything. It doesn't have a mechanism right now where it would like be like, oh, like you're using like you're using a lot of like memory. I'm just gonna force unload this and.
Yeah.
But look at this. Like even without calling it, like I have a pretty low. How much memory I'm actually using right now? Let me check. Oh, it's not bad. It's 10 gigabytes.
Oh yeah, just 10 gigabytes. Not terrible.
Yeah, that's not as terrible as I thought.
Cries in 16 gigs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm still like doing this right now, so don't do this. And it's also like when it imports this, so I think it still has like a bunch of like the processing. Like, look at this. Like, this is... Oh, look at that spawn.
That's so cool.
Wait, where did the spawn go? Did I fly?
I mean, you got your render distance cranked, bro.
Oh,
There
there's
it
the
is.
spawn. Like, let's say that's too much.
I can't wait to take a wrist rocket and fly around.
Oh, yeah. Just look at this. Like, this is...
You did
and
good.
still running smooth. Like... It's also like partly because I kind of like pushed a lot, like the mesh class is doing a lot of the work, and I wrote like that mesh class. It's actually funny because like there was one of those things like I originally like wrote like one version of it, but it was like super inefficient, so I kind of redesigned it and like more performance oriented like aspects, and now it's pretty like efficient and still like kind of really nice to work with, and I'm really proud of that mesh class. It's handling all the geometry data in EOS. Still want to do a bunch of things with it as well, but like, look at this.
It is really cool. Uh-oh.
And I flew too far away. That's crazy. It's also like modern GPUs, they can push like crazy amount of geometry. And this is still the inefficient geometry as well. Like if I... There's actually a thing that like the author said like they're not gonna do, is make it generate efficient geometry for this. Which I'm a little bit sad about, but like it still works really well with it, so like it's not a big problem. You see, like it's like quads, and this could be all kind of like simplified.
Yeah.
Also, this is weird. Suddenly, just like non-Minecraft material. Let's make everything oranges.
Oh no.
What have I done?
That's horrible.
This is horrible. Hold on, let's make everything lava.
Christ.
Let's make everything the sun. Should probably switch like this.
That's an orange again.
Oh, what?
You made it oranges
I'm
again.
a dummy.
I know you like fruit, but come on.
What? Aha, there we go. It's lava now.
That's a weird texture pack.
Yeah, this is a very weird texture pack. It has the texture of sun for grass. How does that work? Oh wait, I know, this one will be weird.
I hate it. I hate it. It's horrible.
It's horrible. Wait, it should be gravel, there we go.
No. No, it's horrible.
It's horrible. But it's
No,
like
my
weird,
memories of
one
Minecraft.
moment like your Minecraft, and then like next thing this.
Wow.
It's a lot of iron block. Actually,
Honestly, I could believe that to be a texture pack.
yeah, that one's like one of those like PPR ones. How about this thing? Eh. Come on. Oh boy.
The world's gonna explode, look out.
What have I done? This looks so weird. Like, is it like, it's like the brain's like recognizing sort of as Minecraft, but at the same time like there's this and it's like what's going on.
Christ.
It's actually one of the fun things, like one of the another like reasons is like once you make like a metaverse and everything kind of connects to each other. Like,
Yeah.
you can do stuff like that, like you can kind of like make like combinations and mix everything like in ways like you haven't really... Oh, that's interesting. In ways like you haven't really like... Oh, let me do like a global... single global one. I wonder how much this will hurt. Huh? Not much actually. Huh. And then you can like mess around, like mess with things, like... Let's make everything a rainbow. underwater.
No. Ugh. It's like one of those really bad Minecraft texture packs.
You think this is bad Minecraft texture pack?
I would say so.
What? This is good. Like it's all the colors.
Yes.
It uses all your pixels.
Of
Like,
course.
it uses all of your RGB. None of them like this grass. This just like leaves the blue and like red compared to like underused, and this one like just utilizes everything. It prevents burning. Oh god, yes, let's do this one.
This new Neos VR is now also a screensaver.
Yes. Oh god.
Oh.
It's Forest of Horrors.
I don't know if I like Minecraft anymore.
So they ruin Minecraft for you.
Ruining my childhood.
What? Oh god.
It's kind of crazy to think that, like, Minecraft is, like, older than some kids now.
Yes. Well, it's gonna be crazy when Neos is dead.
I think Neos will reach that point, and I think it'll far surpass it.
No, I mean like for you specifically.
For what?
I mean for people using Neos right now specifically, when they'll be like, oh, there are kids who are younger than Neos.
You're like, you weren't alive when Neos was created.
We'll see. Aha.
Try planar material.
Yes. Everything you would know.
Oh god.
It's kind of like messing around. Like this.
Are you still recording Devlog?
Yes, I think my Devlog's now a podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long one. I guess I should stop recording them. Actually, no, wait, I wanted to try one more thing.
Oh no.
Look at this.
Wow. Fruits. Lights in video games use real electricity.
What?
You're using too much electricity.
Too much electricity? What? No. No.
They use real electricity.
Wait, can I make the trees aerogel?
Aerogel.
Well, the trees are electricity. No, it's reverse photosynthesis. They take all the light they capture and emit it back.
Yes.
Oh wait, I got a horrible idea.
No, it's X-ray. You're cheating.
X-ray. I'm cheating. I'm cheating.
Yes, you're gonna find all the ores.
All the ore is gonna be mine.
Oh, there's the spawn platform.
There we go. I'm actually close to spawn now. Just still an inspector now. So this is where it all started.
That's where it all begun.
This is where it all began. Bah! Okay, let me stop recording now.
Okay.
Before we get carried away. So yeah, Minecraft in this.